Hey everyone, tonight is an update video of this culvert pipe. Maybe you guys remember this from a few weeks back. Remember that, the big piece of plywood that was jammed in here, and I even replaced it, but look, it's gone now. The DOT has removed the piece of plywood, so I guess that wasn't meant to be. But also, take a look at it. No water's going in there, but look how much of it's underwater. That means this pipe is sagging, or is it internal clog maybe? I hear water trickling. The beavers may have plugged it right in the entrance. It's possible. I actually think I'm gonna grab the rake. It's actually pretty warm here tonight in Massachusetts. Remember how far up the water was? It dropped a good 3 feet. Whole swamp has dropped back. Let's look over on the other side, and we might be able to stick the rake in. Give it a shot. Oh wow, look at this whole place. You could tell water was blasting all over that land recently. Someone may have unplugged this since me. Now you see the bubbles coming out of the end of the culvert? Something is agitating it and blowing bubbles. I think there's a waterfall happening inside the culvert, and the only reason that would be happening is if the beavers had plugged it up again. So we're gonna give this a shot with the rake again right now. Yeah guys, I can tell the way it's disturbed. Definitely they brought an excavator in here since I did it. I actually thought that piece of plywood may have been there because the beavers, they didn't want to hurt the beavers. You know, when you drain their pond back in the wintertime, it can kill the beavers as it opens them up to predators. It has absolutely nothing to do with, just lost my train of thought. This guy's across the street's pulling into his house. You never know what kind of person's gonna call the cops on you. Anyways, if you drain a swamp back in the wintertime, the cold does not kill the beavers. They're hardy. They swim around on their ice. They can walk around in the snow, although they don't like to. But predators can get into the lodge and other such stuff. But obviously that's not the issue. The DOT has taken the piece of plywood. Now let's get this thing set up. All right, how deep is this? Oh, that's got a good depth to it. But I can hear water trickling and it doesn't sound deep. So I'm gonna see if I can reach whatever is in there. Oh wow, this water is pretty deep. Let me try to stand maybe across the way. Might work. Definitely still stinks like the last time. Wow, this is pretty deep. Let's see. Yes, I'm touching something. I'm confident I can get this thing blasting again. We got it going a little better. Definitely got it going a little better. It's out of reach at the moment. This water's so cold. Ah, there's a beaver dam inside. Look at the size of that stick. It's going better, but it's a deep one. Look at all that stuff we're getting out. You can start to see a little bit of current now. Wow, look at all that beaver debris we just got out. Ton of it. They got a big problem here they gotta fix. Need a beaver structure. Literally, guys, this culvert, it is over until they come out here with a jet. It's a very easy job, but I simply can't reach it. Whoa! I'm gonna give it one more good try. Arms very deep this time. I wish we still had the piece of plywood. I could probably use it like a plunger, and I bet it would work. Those guys seriously took that thing away? I literally could use that right now as a big plunger. I know I can definitely hear more water than when I started, but without that piece of plywood, I can't fix it. Is it anywhere in this pile of debris? Because they left a pile here with the excavator. All right, that's literally all I can do tonight without anything else. It's too deep in there. Has anything started extra? Definitely, look at that. We actually got some current coming out now. The suds from before you saw down there have been pushed. Can't do anything else. DOT should have left a piece of wood there and leveled it when they needed to until they got their beaver structure in. But the beavers have now created a dam inside a tight 18-inch pipe. And yep, this culvert is done for. All right, so walking back across the street, we're gonna give up on this one, and we're not even gonna bother checking in on it again for a while because we can't do anything here. It's in too far. Now, if I had something big, like maybe this'll work, possibly. Their stick there, no. It needs a bigger surface area to push. That's why I need a piece of wood like a plunger. We're not going to get anything in that pipe. It's too tight of a space. We only got 18 inches. We slightly improved it, but the beavers are going to come plug it up worse than before tonight. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, you can probably see the mist in the air. Really foggy out, misty. Today we're at the Hoosac train tunnel in Florida, Massachusetts. And here comes the train, about to drive over the trestle, cross the road, and then go in the tunnel. Here it comes. There goes the gates. there we go. That was pretty awesome. There it goes, entering the Hoosac train tunnel here in Florida, Massachusetts. That was pretty awesome. Entering the tunnel. Thanks for watching. All right, everybody. It's now morning. We spent the night here camping out in the parking lot of the Hoosac tunnel. I've been car camping before when it's been down in the single digits and it's been fine and warm. But last night it was only 32 degrees. But the fact that it is so windy, getting through every crack in the car, made it feel so bad. Now we're gonna go inside the Hoosac culvert and show you guys what's going on. I've never been here doing this when there's been so much ice. It's supposed to get colder next week, but we're gonna see what's happening. Now see this sign? I've explained this in the past. I've never really understood why this sign is here. Danger. Active rail line, no trespassing. It should be on the tunnel because the whole reason there's a parking lot back here that we camped at is for the hiking trail. Although it's mostly used by rail fans, which want to see trains come out of here. Like me last night. When we were sleeping, one other train came by. Now what do you guys think? The last time I filmed here over a year ago, this damage wasn't here. You think this is from heavy machinery or people throwing rocks? That's where we're going right now, inside the Hoosac culvert. There's a lot of ice down here too. It's very cold just holding this tripod. But I'm hoping when we get inside it won't be as cold. Just walking over near the tunnel's not as cold. And this is very dangerous to the train company. Why did they leave this thing teetering where anyone can step on it and fall in? But I am very happy they left it open too so we can see what's going on down inside. Look at this. Lights on. That's very cool for us to see that they left this open. There must have been some kind of clog. And that's why they left it open. Manhole cover doesn't even fit. But that is so dangerous just leaving that thing open. Let me explain what that manhole cover is. Right here looks like they repaired the wall at some point. That's so the river doesn't flood over onto the tracks. Alright, now that pipe you saw is coming out right there. We unclogged that thing a while back. I will link that video in the description. They got a new culvert pipe right here. Looks like the train company's being very cheap. That culvert's tiny, 8 inches diameter. Now right here, to the right, is the start of the hiking trail where you're allowed to be despite that sign. Right here. This is the hiking trail. It goes up the mountain. There's beautiful waterfalls and stuff. Like a 20-minute hike or so. Over here, this is why they're probably here opening the manhole cover. This is drainage from the inside of the tunnel, the groundwater. Oh, look at this track. This track's not looking too good. Didn't look like that a year or two ago when we were around. Yes, it looks like they have a big problem right here that they gotta do something about, and they probably know about it. Now over here, I've unclogged this a whole bunch of times. Whoa. Hear that big bump? I think ice fell inside the tunnel. Right here's a culvert. Can we do anything about it? No, we can't. Look at that. The culvert's wide open. There's an internal blockage. But that's what they get for using an 8-inch culvert and thinking it's gonna work for that amount of water. And look at the bypass or the equalization culvert they have across the tracks. Look how ridiculous that is. You can see how high the water level's been by the debris right here. So ridiculous. That's a piece of electrical conduit, and they're using it as a culvert to get to the other side of the tracks. And look at that, it's broken. Most likely something dragging. Part of their machinery broke it off. And I don't know, I'm gonna have to look at my old footage. It just looks like a different piece. You saw how the end of it has a separate pipe? I don't believe it looked like that a while back. But we were here once after a storm, and water was actually, you could see it coming out of this hill into here, meaning this whole thing is compromised and should be replaced pretty soon. But this right here is the hiking trail that you're seeing. It goes up. This train company only gets angry and starts arresting people when they try to go through the tunnel. This tunnel, when it was first built, had 2 tracks. It doesn't look like it could, but yes, it had 2 tracks. And then they put one in the center and they dug out the ceiling so they could send double stack container trains through it. Now, if you were walking through this 5-mile tunnel, definitely enough space so you wouldn't get hit by the train. But the issue is you're gonna get suffocated with diesel exhaust. And yes, that's what's happening. Icicles are falling off the ceiling. That looks really cool, that ice. Really cool, look at that. All right, let's cross their drainage ditch. And we're gonna go down inside that culvert. All right, so here's the trail coming up, and you're gonna see some massive trash racks that the train company hasn't unclogged in decades. Who knows why? Everybody, this is what we call a trash rack. It's to stop large debris like logs from clogging the culvert and causing a flood, and also to stop large rocks in storms from rolling down inside the culvert, causing damage to the walls. How many decades do you think this thing has been neglected, guys? It's made out of welded together train rail, and the whole thing is bowing. But yes, the trail continues up here to a bunch of waterfalls. Exactly what I was telling you guys about. See the water coming right out of the hill? That's only gonna get worse over time. Right here is another trash rack, completely clogged to the extent it went around it and eroded the whole hill. Now the entire thing is at risk of, during a storm, getting stuck. By the evidence, it looks like in recent times right here has flooded over, and that's why there's so much soil missing. Now you see these wires right here that are literally low enough? If I jumped up, I could grab these electric wires. They're so low. That's going to a signal tower halfway through. Right here where I was showing all the damage, the wall's damaged too. So I do think water came through here in a large quantity at one point. These rocks are very slippery, getting down inside the riverbed. Yeah, look at this, the water was much higher. That's why it left all this behind. Being very careful where I walk. Yeah. You don't know how deep it could be underneath this at any given point. Hey, look at that. Quick rate tube stand. They knew there was holes. They're just waiting for this thing to fail in a major emergency. But they want the whole wall to fall out while the train's going by. so they can get some emergency funding, I bet. Look at all this water it's holding up. I'm supposed to be like 8 or 10 feet lower if they would actually unclog this thing. If they would unclog this thing, the water wouldn't even be near where those repairs are. It would be 8 feet lower. So why are they doing this? Just unclog the thing. Now see this waterfall? I'm trying to get down this. Without getting soaked. Alright, I'm down. I wonder if the train's coming. I hear something. It might just be the water. Whoa, this is so slippery. Wow, look at that. It's even eroded underneath it, too. Water's pretty deep here. That's why I got the big high boots on. Look at that erosion damage to the wall. This whole wall's gonna collapse. And this is an old rock wall. No matter what kind of concrete wall they could possibly build, it won't last as long as this. This culvert is likely older than the tunnel, which says up there 1887. I mean 1877. So, wow, there's a lot of wind down inside here. My hands are absolutely frozen. I'm hoping this culvert isn't going to act as a wind tunnel. It's very slippery. Look at the train rails holding the walls from falling in. And look at this culvert. This goes to the culvert you saw me kicking in. It's all clogged, it's beaten up from storms. Oh, it's pretty slippery. There's a lot of wind down here. Now I have to go inside a deep pool. Not too terribly deep. Whoa, what's this? This looks like an old granite culvert that's no longer being used. I wonder why they abandoned that. Granite culverts will last forever, unlike these junky metal ones. Now this is the one we were showing up there. And that goes to that manhole. If I left the manhole cover open, you'd probably see light through it. Look at this cable. Were they trying to ground it down here into the water? That big tower you're seeing, and a couple other ones that still remain outside the tunnel, is for the electric lines back when they used to have electric trains. They had electric pusher locomotives for passenger trains because back in those days, a steam locomotive burned coal, and that soot and smoke would have been too much for the passenger trains. People could have suffocated inside the tunnel. So they had electric locomotives like 100 years ago to help push through. Now we're turning on our lights and going inside this thing. This thing goes for maybe 200, 300 yards until it stops. And I have a backup light just in case. Yeah, this thing, my camera right now is only giving me 25%. So it's possible I'm gonna run out. I'm actually gonna hold the second one in my other hand, although my fingers are freezing. The other one got 76%, so it's better just to carry them both. I think it's too loud in here for bats. I don't think we'll see any bat friends. But spider friends are almost certain. It's not an adventure without spiders. Yes, I'm already seeing, oh my gosh, there's so many black widows up inside every little cavity. Yeah, there's hundreds of black widows. Just stay away from the walls and ceiling. See them all? They all got their own little cubby hole. The wind is really strong in here. It's very cold. We will see daylight pretty soon. The culvert's got a couple of twists, but that's about it. And as you're noticing, the ceiling is only going to get taller and taller. The walls do get narrow though, as the ceiling gets taller. It's just how they built it. Notice it's a granite arch culvert. Nothing else is holding it together. I hear a waterfall coming up. That waterfall is causing erosion damage. Hopefully we can get through it. And that's where this thing is going to fail someday. It's getting scary because it's getting loud as we walk towards darkness. That is so loud and scary. Should have brought earplugs. Now you guys can see how big the pipe is getting. We should see daylight around this corner. Wow, this is so loud. I hope we can get through it. Oh, there's the end. So where is the waterfall? Oh, I see it. I think this is it, maybe. Yes. This is the erosion damage. Can I get through that safely? I don't know. I can't see the bottom, how deep that thing is. And I don't want to just jump in there. But the end is so close. I don't want to get soaked inside a big hole. Oh, it's not that deep. I'm all right. Oh, wait. That foot is pretty deep. Oh, got out of there. It's always very nerving going through that. You see how it's digging underneath the walls. These walls are very strong. The train company should appreciate what they have and fix it. This culvert is over 150 years old, and for the most part, it's in perfect shape. Do minor maintenance while you can, because you're gonna lose this masterpiece of a culvert forever. Look how perfect this is. So much craftsmanship went into that ceiling, making this arch all the way through. Let it last. I literally have to stop and let my hands warm up. Hands are so cold right now. I'm taking a break right here in the end of the culvert. I warmed back up for a few minutes. Look at those big icicles. Those could literally hurt me if they fell on me. Now here's more damage. Erosion through the bottom. How am I going to get out? It looks a little shallow over on the side again. I'm gonna put my hands in these holes. Hopefully no black widows in those out here in the cold. All right, we got out. That's also causing damage to the waterfall in the end right here, along with all the freeze and thaw cycles. That's one awesome culvert, guys. I hope they do their repairs before it's gone. Now let's get back up to the road, and we're gonna look at their big trestle. The water's actually a bit high down there compared to the time we came here and we're finding metal pieces everywhere. Would probably be a good place to magnet fish below the train bridge. All right, we're back up to the top, back at the railroad crossing and the tunnels over there. Yeah, you see right here, used to have 2 tracks, but when they removed one of them, they made the other side for maintenance trucks to get across. Someone else just pulled into the parking lot, probably looking for trains. Yeah, look how big that bridge really is. And also this beautiful scenery just coming out here in the first place. Hope this video was interesting. Thanks for watching. It's only a matter of time. Oh, he's doing not that much that time. Yeah, now he's across both lanes again. Goes again.
Maybe we should honk at him.
There he goes. Look at him.
Honk at him.
He's taking up both lanes right now.